Hello, everyone. My name is Mirko Soveri. I'm the director of the Mobile Competence Center, MCC, in ETSI, the European Telecommunication Standards Institute. I'm also a manager of all the technical officers who take care of the 3PP, administration of the meetings, and documentation, specification, admin, and so on. So I'm here to talk to you about what 3PP is, what we are doing about 6G, what is the time plan, what the feature will bring us. And we're going to start with just some basic information. 3PP stands for third generation of the partnership project, was born to create what it was named 3G standards. It's basically an association of regional and national standards development organization, SDOs, from all around the world. And the objective is to create specifications, studies, to provide a complete system description for the mobile telecommunications. This means we will standardize interfaces, but it's not in our scope to provide a description of how these interfaces are deployed. That's left to the industry. So how the project works, participation is based in face-to-face meeting, mostly. Everything is contribution driven, so we don't discuss anything if it's not written in a proper contribution. And the most important word is consensus. If there's no consensus, nothing is approved. Work organization. So we will have different groups called TSGs. The TSGs, on the right-hand side, you can see 3 TSGs that we have. They work in the coordination of the overall project, management of the work items, and the approval of the work items as well. So study items and work items are the basis of the whole work. Study items will be feasibility studies, just pre-normative work. It's just guidelines, so potential requirements, and etc. And the real normative work will be done in work items. We follow a 3-stage process. Basically, stage 1 will be requirements, use cases. Stage 2, architecture, and which will describe the functionalities, the messages exchanged between the different entities after the use cases. And finally, we describe the protocols, which is the signaling, the description of the messages that are exchanged between the functional entities. And our work is distributed in releases. A release is a major package of features. A new release is created every 15 to 24 months. And they have very fixed timelines. And we want to be very strict about it because we want to provide a reliable planning. So if a feature is not described, is not fully specified in time, it's shifted to the next release. As for the working groups, the TSGs can be the service and system aspects, TSGSA, TSG RAN for the radio access networks, and TSG CT for core networks and terminals. And then below, we have all the different working groups. So where are we now in terms of releases? Release 19 is now complete. We finished it a few weeks ago in Beijing. So all the stage 1, 2, and 3 are finished for release 19. And now all groups are working release 20. We have 2 components, release 20 5G Advanced and release 20 6G. Release 20 5G Advanced will cover studies and also the normative work. And release 20 6G will cover 6G studies, but not the normative part. And the normative part will come later in release 21. So it's an overlap between 5G Advanced and 6G work in all the working groups. And it is up to them to decide how much time they dedicate to 5G Advanced, how much time they dedicate to 6G. Some groups, they just say split 50-50, but some other groups, they want to finish 5G Advanced first, for example. What have we done until now with 6G? We started in 2024 with a workshop on IMT 2030 use cases. We invited all stakeholders of industry, not necessarily 3PP members. So this is important. We wanted to hear everyone about what their view on 6G is. From that workshop, SA1, which is the group dedicated to use cases and requirements, started their study on 6G use cases and service requirements. Later on this year, in March, we had a workshop in Korea, South Korea, and this was for 3PP members. And all 3PP companies had a chance to give their view on the next generation of the radio interfaces, their view on the system architecture, core network and protocols, their opinion, what 6G should be, their main use cases, etc. And after that, we have started the studies for 6G, which is release 20. Several groups have started already. So when will we see the first 6G specification with normative content that will be in release 21? The release 21 timeline is not decided, but we will decide it by June next year. So in this calendar, you will see what I just described for the different releases. Release 19 just finished. Release 20, 5G Advanced, we plan to finish around March 2027, with 3 stages. And Release 20 started with a study on use cases and requirements in 2024, and the studies will finish around June or September 2027, still not decided. And after that, we'll start Release 21 6G, but this is something that we haven't decided in 3PP, but we expect to make a decision, as I said, in June next year. If we look at the timelines, we're answering to a call of IMT 2030, meaning that by March 2029, we should submit a technology proposal. 3PP shall submit a technology proposal, and by mid-2030, all the specifications for 6G should be ready. What documents do we have about 6G? You can see the table here. We have a use cases requirement. You have architecture started as well. We have scenarios. We have 6G radio just started, and we just approved security and charging aspects. The most advanced documents you want to look at is SA1, use cases as service requirements. It's about 77% completed. We expect to finish in March next year. And about radio, we have a TR 38914, studying 6 radio, which is just started. It's about 10% complete and will finish by June 2026. So this is all we have done in 3PP about 6G. Thank you for listening.